Hello, welcome to Airing Out. I'm Josh.
And I'm Jonas.
And this is Jerry, just chilling at the back today.
Chilling in the back like the cool kids.
Yeah. So we thought we'd give you a wee update.
Just an update. What's going on with us?
What's happening?
Especially with our film.
Yes.
And our lives. Because you might be interested.
Never know.
You never know.
Never know. How are you dealing with quarantine?
Exactly.
Let us know. There'll be timestamps in the description below, so you can jump to whatever we end up talking about.
Yeah.
And skip the bits that are boring.
There are no boring bits.
Of course not.
Who are we kidding?
Right.
Skip this. Skip the intro.
So, our film, Getting
Yes.
By, which is meant to come out in May, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Fingers are crossed.
Well, we're on our good way.
We're on our good way.
We're on our good way.
On our good way.
I don't know. Is it our? No. We're on. No.
On the right path.
On the right path. We're on our way there.
On our
we have
on track.
On track. We are on track.
I know words.
Wow, we are struggling.
It's hot. It's really hot at the moment here.
It is.
I think it just gets to you, and you're like.
No, you can definitely tell. Spring is hit, and it's always like a big thing after a Scottish winter.
There's sun, although not everyone's outside, which is good.
But honestly, I can't remember the last time it has rained, which is crazy.
Neither, actually.
It is crazy. I mean, we're in Scotland, and I can't remember.
Not even like a drizzle.
Yeah.
No
Matt.
idea.
Anyways, the update we're talking about is that we now have a graded version of our film. If you don't know what that means...
What does that mean, Jonas?
What does that
Tell
mean?
me.
So, in order to gather as much information as possible, information being what the camera records, there's something called a vlog, or log just in general, and that means that all the lighting, all the colors, all of it is recorded very, very flat, so the differences between bright and dark and like the color saturations and such are just very dull. So the picture is very beige.
Looks like Captain America, Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
The whole film looks like that. So
Yeah.
it's just very washed out.
Washed out, beige, kind of grayish, whatever. It
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
look
not pretty.
good. But what it means is that afterwards you can go in and tinker with basically everything and change it to whatever you want it to be. So you can, I don't know, bust out some colors, saturate them. You can
Make the sky red if you really want.
You can make the sky red if you want. You can have all the shadows. You can, I don't know, boost the contrast, make everything really dark and stuff. So I don't know.
It gives you the ability to make the film look like what you want it to.
Yes.
Rather than it just like putting a filter on it.
Yeah.
Or what the camera is actually recording.
Yeah.
So it's far more detailed than that.
Exactly.
So you're doing a shot for shot and pulling out the colors or fading them in certain areas.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome. You're welcome.
It seems like someone's explained this to you.
No?
No?
This is just
He's
my
a
own
pro.
personal knowledge, of course.
He's a pro.
Right?
Yeah. Right? No, but I don't know. It's like you want as many possibilities after the fact. Just so you can play with it. Like you can change a single color just because, I don't know, we had like some graffiti, like we have...
Yeah, it's like neon.
Yeah, we have John's spot, and there are plenty of scenes at John's spot, but there's like this graffiti in the background, and it's like bright white and bright purple.
I think it's like pinky purple, yeah.
Pinky purple, and it's just like, it doesn't look good, but...
We can fade it all out.
Yeah.
Turn it into just normal graffiti.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah. Or if it's like nighttime or coming to nighttime, we can make it darker as the night progresses. Or like we had a bit where they're at a shop and there's lots of really bright flyers.
Yeah.
So they're meant to capture attention, but we don't
want that.
They're all... and they're still there, obviously, but just in different colours. So that's done.
Yeah.
Hopefully. We're having a little bit of file issues, but...
So there's definitely some good news and bad news that came with that, because so far we've I don't know, we have to say this is our first film that we made together.
First film. Definitely first color grading of anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Not that we did it. Our cinematographer Jonas Meyer. Maya. Did
Maya.
it. So thank you, Jonas.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. No, but with that being said, like our first film is also that we don't have any idea what we would be doing when it comes to color grading, and so it's grand that we had Jonas do those things for us.
I think because it's not a skill that you can pick up while watching movies. So like I think naturally watching films, if you're watching it with an eye anyway, you'll see like, oh, this is where edits work and that's where they don't work, and what camera angles and setups and stuff. But color grading, like you can be like, I like this look, but actually going into software and making it is a whole other kettle of fish. Whereas with edits, it's like, okay, it's not. I mean, I did it, so how hard can it be? In saying that, these podcasts are all pointless. So how hard can it be?
How hard?
Apparently harder.
No. So I know it's great that he's doing it for us, but it also means like when we do run into a problem, we're a bit helpless, and so we always have to call. It's like, Jonas,
how's it going?
Help us, please.
In fairness, so I got sent the files.
Yeah.
And 17-step list of instructions.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to step 9, and I was doing fine, and then I was like, I don't know what to do next now. And so I called him up, and he was like, yes, I forgot a step. The most important one.
The most important one.
I'm glad it's not me being an idiot. Because I'm sitting there following these like literally bullet point things, and I'm like, it just doesn't add up. There's definitely this isn't right.
An import file.
Yeah, like I was like, but where am I putting it?
Yeah.
And it just wasn't said. He's like, yes, you need to do this. And I was like, okay, cool, and that kind of cleared it up. But definitely like stuff like that is, you're glad that you're not just being an idiot.
Yeah. No, but it's also like he got us to use DaVinci Resolve.
Yes.
Which it makes sense. It's a free program, and you can do basically everything in it. Like you can edit, you can do sound, and he uses it to do the
color.
To light and color grading, light corrections.
Yeah, light correction.
Light pass.
Why not? Sounds cool.
Is that?
It's definitely a term that's used. I'm not sure if that's more for CG work.
I see. But yeah, it's just like it being what it is, a free program and stuff. We have definitely run into some issues with that. Whereas like, should we be using it?
Yeah, so
do we want to use it again?
We had the choice, and obviously like the top programs are Final Cut, which is Mac only, and I don't have infinite funds. I can't afford a high spec Mac, and to get the equivalent spec on PC is insanely cheaper. So that was a no-go. I mean,
no, because I do have Final Cut on my laptop, but it's just like that's not.
I think you did load up a clip and it was like stuttery.
Yeah, there's no way you can do that kind of work on a laptop when we're shooting in 4K.
You'd also be using an external hard drive, which is just slow.
Yeah. So
definitely.
That wasn't an option.
So that's not an option.
Adobe Premiere
Premiere. Well, this is the thing. Until a couple odd years ago, 4 years ago, I can't remember.
Yeah.
But you could just buy Adobe Premiere.
Yeah. And
I would have bought it because everyone says it's the best. It's the industry standard.
Yes.
And I'd be like, yeah, fine. But it's now a monthly fee.
Yeah.
And obviously we were starting a company.
Yeah.
We're doing a fair bit of editing. I don't know how long for. And I was like, this is very quickly going to be very expensive.
Yeah.
And there's times like, so we didn't edit for a month or two over summer. And if you're just chugging out cash.
Exactly.
And then you come back to, if I am paying for something that I'm not using, it's like, okay, is there a point? And then it's like, but you are going to use it. So we end up going for what's Magic's Vegas now, but it was Sony Vegas, which I got on a good deal. It was a couple $100, like 200-300.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And it came with everything though that you'd want in an editing software anyway.
Yes.
So you can do all your visual effects and stuff built in, which is handy.
Yeah, it's got all the effects.
And it's super powerful as well, like as software, so it can run all the file formats. But it wouldn't run, like the files that we filmed in wouldn't fit on DaVinci. And of course, because our cinematographer wanted DaVinci, we had to change all the files.
All the files.
All of them.
Yeah, we have all of them double now because they are in the raw footage,
Yeah.
and then
Cineform.
yeah, Cineform.
Which is what GoPros use, actually.
Yeah.
Which is a weird one.
It's really strange, but that's what you have to have them in order to use in DaVinci. So that was an entire process, and I think that's also part of what might have gone wrong now, because like with
I think so.
with us having, so what you have to understand is that we are obviously cutting and editing with like smaller proxy files.
Yeah.
So we're not always having to use these huge 4K files.
Yeah, so we edited the whole film in HD.
Rather than 4K.
Rather than 4K, which is much easier to work with. So then we could have the whole film in the timeline and it runs butter smooth.
Yeah.
Rather than if we try and do playback in 4K. My PC's good and not that good, you know.
And so we also don't want to be sending our huge 4K film back and forth. And so Jonas, back in Munich, is editing with his own files.
Yes, so he went home with a copy, so he has all the large files to work with. So he's not, luckily, he's just sending over like how they should be.
Yes. Like
the order, and then obviously we plug that in here.
Exactly.
But it didn't quite work.
Yeah.
So the files that we had, we rendered it. There was files missing for starters. And there was one file that was doubled, so there was 2 clips of the exact same scene at completely different points in the movie, and I was like, we definitely didn't put the same scene in twice. And it's like an Atmos
I criticize
scene
that
as well.
Everywhere. Like whenever I see like they just recycled that shot. That shot isn't there for the second.
Well,
for
the
the
worst
third
offender
time.
was Into the Badlands, which is a really good kung fu like TV show. Lots of fighting, it's great. But like their establishing shots for we're here now is identical every single time for every base.
So annoying. It's so annoying.
Alas, it was an establishing kind of Atmos shot that was just in twice instead of another one.
Yeah.
So that was a whole issue in itself. We rendered the film again once we found that scene. And then the color grading wasn't applied on the render. And we sat for about like 15 minutes of that. I was like, this just isn't right. I'm going to load it up.
Dull.
And I was like, this doesn't... And you're like, no, it's great. And I'm like, I don't think this is right, though. Like, it's definitely something had been done to it.
Yeah, so it wasn't quite as washed out as our original files are. So, like...
There was something, but I'd seen the actual graded files already, and I was like, this isn't the same. So something had gone wrong there. And I thought, okay, there's, like, the special things to render them in that I may have forgotten to do. I did forget to do for the second version after I changed that cut. Yeah. So I went back and rendered it in that thing, and then it just didn't play.
The files.
It, like, nothing would play it. Vegas wouldn't play it. VLC would play it, but super choppy. Yeah. Like, it was struggling. QuickTime wouldn't touch it. No. Windows Movies wouldn't touch it. Windows Media Player wouldn't touch it. Vegas wouldn't even support the file, which I was a bit like, okay. It runs in DaVinci, though, but of course, if you're in the editing program, the files are just humongous, so you can't play them. And I was like...
And it also, like, it doesn't help us because we were thinking, like, with all this, we do need a file that we can then upload. So it doesn't matter if we can load it into an editing software to play it there, because we don't need... We want to be able to play it somewhere else. We just want to
have it, And then so we've got it so it'll run in DaVinci, which is fine. And then we've got it so it's not color graded on this computer, but if we chuck it on an Apple, it is color graded. Yeah. Because, so
they do have their place in the world.
It's only because he did it on a Mac.
Probably.
Yeah. So...
I'm curious to know, so we now have the rendered version exported as an MP4.
Yes, which is actually like swapping drives now. It's uploading so that I can watch it here to see if it's color graded here. Hopefully. Now, I did get sent a list of things that could be wrong. It could be the monitor, which I doubt because it's on both this and this is a TV. Looks the same, and they're using DisplayPort and HDMI. So that's the two options. Yeah. They're not using VGA. So could you imagine? It has to be on VGA. You're like,
we're not using VGA.
So it's not the monitor's drivers or anything like that. My graphics drivers are up to date. Yeah. As can be. So it's not that. I don't think it's a problem with DaVinci. QuickTime is obviously useless software that shouldn't exist. It's Apple. Ouch. I just like there's so many media
No,
players.
but
And
it's like you are running out of options. Like, where is the issue?
Yeah.
And I do think, like, I have definitely run into the same problem of, like, I'm exporting a file for app. Like, when I export something out of my Final Cut program, it says, like, you can do the original file, and then you can export it for Apple devices, or you can export it for, it just says computer. So everything that isn't Apple is just computer.
I think this is smart, because obviously, like, in the UK and America, for phones, Apple have about like a 50% market share. So about 45 in the UK, 50 in America, right? Computers is a completely different story. And then the rest of the world, they're like a smidgen. You know, and I'm like, they're obviously a bit pretentious. And they are good products. They're really well made. But that kind of like superiority, I'm like, in 2 countries. You know, that's all you've got. You know, and the rest of the world is sensible enough to not overspend on memory prices.
But fair to say, computers, I think that is just generic enough, or general enough. No, but like that, I have run into the problem of like exporting something that just doesn't play on
anything else. Yeah. Well, even the fact,
non-Apple
because I mean,
PCs.
I don't want to burst your bubble if you have an Apple, right?
Yeah.
It is just a computer.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing that's different is the operating system. The motherboard is the same. The CPU is the same. The RAM is the same. It's the same. And the fact that when you plug a hard drive in, and all of a sudden that's a Mac hard drive, that's not going to work on a PC, is insane.
No, so like...
It works the other way.
Does it?
Why give you a memory stick with the film on it? You
True.
plug it in, you drag the film in, it works. He's like, cool, I've rendered it in a different file format. Can I get it back? No, I have to upload it to Google Drive, which is a proper cloud software, not iCloud.
Yeah.
Chuck it across.
Yeah, that's true.
It's insane. So it goes one way, but not the other.
Isn't that also what Reds are doing with their like storage devices that are just SSDs? Yeah.
So the Red Minimags, which is a camera company, stupidly expensive, but they're like, I mean, you've got Arri or Reds or your cinema cameras, one of the two, or IMAX, I guess. And the proprietary storage that they use is obviously super fast, but if you take it out of the housing, it is just a made in China SSD that you can buy online. Yeah. That they've put a special connector on, and that's the only connector that works in the cameras.
Just a very fast hard drive.
But SSD.
SSD, yeah.
Yeah. But SSDs aren't that pricey. Like a terabyte for 100 quid, maybe 120 if you're getting like a good one. So why
is it
these drives cost thousands? I mean, they're like 10 grand for their top one. Yeah. It's a couple terabytes, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 terabytes.
Like you don't even get them that big. Like
no, yeah. I don't get it. And like you can get 4 terabyte SSDs that are quick. They are not that expensive.
But they also have their software, so you couldn't take it out of the housing and use it as like just a SSD by itself. No. It's then very specific.
And you can't make the housing and put other mags into it like other SSDs. Yeah.
It's very smart. It's very smart.
I mean,
you could argue what they're doing.
You could argue Apple are doing the same thing with Lightning.
Absolutely.
In terms of like Lightning and USB-C are so similar, except even Apple acknowledged that USB-C is better. Yeah. Because iPads and MacBooks charge with USB-C, not Lightning. It's only their phones, and they're just too stubborn to change. They obviously have the ability to manufacture USB-C. It's the world standard for everything now, and they're just like, oh no. We've got our own thing, so you have to buy our chargers and our plugs and stuff. And
you can't buy like a really cheap Hama or whatever off-brand charging devices.
Anchor. Well, listen, you could, but Apple people tend to be the sort of people that just buy the Apple one anyway. Yeah. So like, you're stuck in the brand thing, and if everything, you've got the Apple HomePod, the MacBook, the iPhone, then it's like, it's 20 quid for a cable, and you're like, okay, fine. I've got the rest of it. I might as well it'll all be warranted.
That's just loose change
care support program that I pay hundreds for.
That's loose change in the end.
Yeah, which is...
But anyways, without my laptop.
So now we can either render the film with the color grading in a format that means the film's 32 minutes long at the moment. Yeah. And the file is 160 gigabytes.
Yes, in 4K.
In 4K, with the ability, in this format that does keep the color grading on PC. However, it is far too large to play smoothly, and it is not supported by Amazon, which is where we want to chuck the film on Amazon Prime.
Yes.
So that's a kerfuffle.
We can't upload it to Amazon Prime in 4K. It has to be...
No. Well, yes, so Amazon doesn't support 4K anyway. But it'd be nice for us to have a 4K version for the Premiere, which we will talk about in the future.
In the future.
Not today.
Yeah.
We're working on plans. Because obviously coronavirus, but we want to
Yes.
still have a thing.
But the one that I'm uploading right now is full HD MP4.
It's full HD MP4.
Yeah.
And I can render an MP4 file here.
Yeah.
I just don't see the color grading, but I am assured
Oh.
that it is color graded. So if I uploaded it to Prime, it would have color grading. Skeptical am I? Yes.
So sketchy.
I would definitely
know.
upload it to some hidden YouTube corner as a
Yeah.
private video first and be like,
Private
Okay.
video. Maybe it's time to make a Vimeo account or something.
no. No one would ever find it 'cause there's like 2 people on Vimeo like, a follower.
Yeah.
It's my other account.
Oh, scary business.
But stuff like that, I was just watching, I was like, it's not color grading. He's like, but it is. You just can't see it because something in your settings is wrong. And it's just, whew.
No. Oh, that just has me so scared that I have no idea what I'm doing. You know?
Yeah. I mean, cause I was on the phone for about 2 hours and it was a 4-hour process to get this all fixed. I think we're there. We're finding out. But it is definitely the tech difference between Apple and PC has gotten our way massively.
Yeah.
And it's a needless difference. Which is just annoying.
So, for the future,
Just
only use this.
Use the same operating system.
Yeah.
You'll have to get a proper laptop.
I won't be using my laptop to do editing.
No, but
We'll have to get Jonas a proper
like we bought you a computer.
we bought you a computer.
Please use it.
Nice. No, but also you mentioned that the film in 4K would be about 150, 160 gigabytes.
Not in an MP4 file though, obviously.
Uh-huh.
It's in its QuickTime something.
Yes.
HPXF
Yeah.
44.
But obviously that is huge, and that is just half an hour of I don't know how many hours we have in footage.
Oh yeah.
Anyways.
We got about 2 terabytes
Mm-hmm.
worth of filming. So we
Yes.
shot for a week.
Yes.
And that's all we got.
6 days, yeah.
6
No.
days.
And so we have decided to buy into more
Storage. Yes. Now have 8 terabyte drive. It's glorious. It's actually impressively heavy.
It is heavy.
It's good.
It's like a brick.
It's power.
It's a brick.
But it's good though, because it meant we've got the film twice, like we said earlier. So we've got it in Cineform and in RAW, and we're editing with all the Cineform stuff. But the RAW files we didn't want to delete because
They're the original files.
they're like there. We've got them on a backup drive, and on there we don't have the Cineforms backed up actually.
Jonas has them.
Jonas has them. That's true.
So we got them in 3 different places.
Yeah. Well, now though, so I took out the old drive and put it in your computer, so
Yes.
you've got a copy as well. So if my PC catches fire, we're fine. Or my room, I guess, because the backup's in the same room, which is silly. Alas, I feel like at the Flatburn Sound we'll have more problems.
Yeah. It's like,
we lost our film. I'm like, the building's gone.
No.
But yeah. So now you've got a copy of the film.
Yes.
I'm grabbing it from the backup and putting it on to the 8 terabyte drive.
Yes.
It'd be cool. And it just means we'll be safe for... Because we did think, like, obviously there's, like, a price to size ratio, so we could have gone smaller and just had a bit more wiggle room. But we thought, because we wanted to live stream and record these in 4K, because YouTube... This is what I don't get as well. Prime Video and Netflix even.
Yeah.
Netflix owned shows are in 4K. And the rest of stuff's in 1080p. BBC's 1080p, which is our British TV. Now TV is 1080p.
Yeah.
Disney Plus is even lower now, but usually 1080p. YouTube's like, upload an 8K if you want.
Yeah?
Yeah, no problem.
I mean, if you have it.
They've obviously got heaps of server space to keep it. But like, that's great. So if you buy an 8K TV, the only stuff you can watch is on YouTube. You're watching like reviews and unboxings. You're like, oh, this is very crisp.
I remember that with like IMAX cinemas, because the only thing you could watch in an IMAX was some like dinosaur or underwater like
the first year it came
stuff.
out, yeah.
And you're like, no one wants to watch this, but it's the only
Well,
thing
I guess that's why
been made
Avatar
for
did
it.
so well, isn't it? Because it's like 3D. This is the film that's made for 3D.
Yeah.
If you want to see it,
Yeah.
this is what you see.
Mad.
But no, so like there was the price difference was insane. So like for a 12 terabyte drive,
Yeah.
you could buy 2 8 terabytes.
I remember when I got my laptop, I was like, okay, I do want an extra hard drive, external one. So I got a terabyte, and I think, like, it wasn't the cheapest, but it was definitely cheap. Like,
Here's Western Digital, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's 1 terabyte costs about a fourth of the 8 terabyte,
Yeah.
which is double what you would then be able to get. So definitely got a good deal.
We got a good deal. So I go for Seagate. I think all my drives are Seagate. Like all
Yeah.
my hard drives and my SSDs are Samsung.
It's just a classic.
Yeah, I prefer them to Western Digital a little bit. They're like the other big brand. I don't know, they always seem... Their product pages are just a bit more specced out. Like, you know, they've got everything kind of laid out nicely and their prices don't fluctuate too much, which I like. Whereas Western Digital have like mad deals and like the super cheap options and the ones where Seagate are just like, we make one, this is what you want. Then we've got like the Iron Wolf, which is for, you know, RAID storage of having tons of drives. So I was like, cool, you can't go wrong, you're fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was fairly cheap, really, for like mass storage.
Yeah. No, and now we're also future proof. I mean, for live streaming, we can record directly onto.
So yeah, we're not yet.
Not yet.
We will be able to soon. So our cool thing that lets us link the camera to the computer is delayed in the post.
Why?
I see no reason why postage should be delayed right now.
Incredible.
But no, so that'll come, but it means we can record directly to the PC without any worry about it.
Yes.
Because I mean, the other drive that we were recording to had, I think, had 2 podcasts left on it still, and there was 6 gigabytes left of 2 terabytes. I was like,
it was cutting it close now.
It definitely needed to happen.
Yeah.
So it means we've got room for that, and we've got room for another project. If we do another film, you know, that's kind of breathing space.
We'll let you know when that's coming.
Probably not anytime soon, unless it's one man goes crazy alone at home film.
That could be very interesting, and you would have to be the man.
Yeah, because I can't film a
So, if you do want to see this happen, please send us money.
Even doing like... I'll link my PayPal.
Yeah.
No, I remember doing our like Sauron, Mouth of Sauron video though.
Yeah.
And of course you're in front of the camera and I'm behind it. I'm like, oh, and you're like, is the framing right? I don't think it looks right. And I'm like, you can't see the framing. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, I will back up a little bit.
I was just like, I'm getting into character. I'm like, Josh, have you focused? Going back into character. I mean, yes. That's
the background's in focus. I don't know what your problem is.
But that's why you have 180 people working on one film.
Yeah,
because everyone has
such
a specific job to do. Like, yeah.
No, definitely. I don't know. I'm good with this.
I mean, I'd be down to make like a home video, half an hour of you like doing stuff around the house. I'm sure we can find something. Hoover, yes. Yeah.
Make our parents proud.
Can we call it Desperate House?
Wives?
Yeah, no, it wouldn't work. Because it's like house man, just that's not a word. House. What is the male version of a housewife?
I think there exist ones, because like the whole thought of a housewife was way back in like the 30s when the man worked and the woman stayed at home.
Right, then we'll just introduce one with this film. It's gonna the male version of that. And it's gonna be our manifesto of. We'll have to think of
gender politics.
If you have a word for it, leave it in the comments below. Gender politics.
Yes, not my forte.
Now's the time to get into.
Not that I don't care.
No.
It's just not something I'm ever qualified to talk about, really. It's true.
Yeah. It is very controversial.
Yeah, and I feel like let's maybe not get into this.
Sure.
I know, but it's definitely something that... Okay, we're doing it.
Yes.
You can't have a differing opinion as a man.
Oh, you mean it's... Yeah?
So for me, obviously this is different for different people.
Yeah.
But for me, films are escapism that can have a message about the real world. But first and foremost, I want to get lost in the film, and then you can feed me whatever you want.
Yes. So the analysis comes later or like.
Yeah, but not even the analysis. So like looking at we did The Matrix recently. Looking at The Matrix, I want to think of it as a film, and like we even talked about it, the representation in that film was good. If Sean Connery was for the architect, not Morpheus, I did put it in the timestamps.
Okay.
I was wrong. But no, so
different podcast.
Podcast. Watch it. It's in the retrospective section. I also noticed our playlists aren't in order.
In what order?
I don't know. They're not in order. They're just there. I was kind of like in terms of like if you go into retrospectives, they're not in upload order. They're not in reverse order. They're just scrubbed up.
Interesting.
So I don't quite know how that works, but they're all there. But yeah, so like the representation of that film was good. It didn't need to hammer home a point about it, but you can just at the end of it, if you want to sit down and go, oh cool, that was really good. A lot of the actors were black.
Yeah.
Great. But like in Avengers, both Endgame and Infinity War, there's like that one shot where there's woman.
Yeah, it's just all the female characters.
And I'm like, that's a tad hypocritical because even until now we've not had the Captain Marvel. There's not been a good female-led Marvel film. So that's that's fair. And then like you're like, oh look how diverse we are. But I'm like, you're not diverse.
And you're also
your entire money is made up of men.
You're also very much drawing attention to the point that out of those 3.5 hours, you have one shot.
Yeah.
It's like,
and because I actually didn't notice the first time I watched the film. Like I saw Endgame. Did I see it at midnight? It was late anyway. I'm not sure if I saw the midnight screening, but it was definitely like 11 o'clock at night or something. The day after maybe. I missed it the first time, and then we saw it a couple days later.
Yeah.
And I remember like you were just like, oh, and I was like, oh, like when you kind of notice when someone notices something, you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
And it's just if they can do that without that one shot, they could easily have all the women running the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd notice.
No.
But you just subconsciously, and that's how I want films to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we'll really be equal when people don't care. It's like, whatever won Best Picture, not, it is imperative that a female wins the Oscar. And you're like, well it's either it means nothing because you forced it.
Yeah.
Or you're negating so many good films that have come out. Like.
Yeah, I think a real problem is like, so many people are on board with like where we should end up, but how we get there is such a struggle, and like and then it's kind of like
Yeah, I mean I think hopefully we've ended this whole like Ocean's 8, Ghostbusters 2016, that whole like we're gonna do a film that but with all females because those films did terribly.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's the reason, but like. Something's gone wrong,
I think it is in the remake. Like, just the fact that it is something that we've seen before. And literally the only... No, I wouldn't say that. Like, obviously it's not the only difference, but that is the glaring difference that is trying... And, like, whenever you try to force something on someone...
Yeah, I think, like,
they get more reluctant, and then you're not gonna
Birds of Prey did badly, but then Suicide Squad was... abysmal.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, don't blame
that,
No. I think Disney as well, on the hypocritical thing, like they marketed Episode 7 of Star Wars, one of the highest grossing films ever, as with Finn as the main character. And there was a whole thing, you couldn't even get action figures of Rey before the film came out.
Yeah. And
then she became the main character when you watch the film. And you're like... Now, like, to the point if there was shots of Finn using a lightsaber in the trailer...
Yeah,
true. Like he was the Jedi. And it's like, oh, he's gonna have force powers and he's a stormtrooper. And there's a whole thing of saying him being a black stormtrooper. Good for Disney in the first place.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, Tamara Morrison, who plays all the clones,
he's
Maori.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's New Zealand, Kiwi.
So,
like, indigenous person anyway. It's not a huge big step for them, but good for them.
Yeah.
For thinking they made one.
That's like saying Black Panther is the first.
Again. Yeah, and it's like Black Panther is the big step forward for superheroes.
No.
Like, the first Marvel film. The very first one.
No.
In like the 90s. They took a step back and then they're back. It shouldn't be celebrated as such.
That's just marketing.
But then they're like, look at all the females we have, you know, and the force is female. I'm like, only now? Like, when you tried to make all the money in episode 7, you did not market it as that.
Yeah.
Which...
Problematic.
I think is just bad as a company. It's like their message is one thing, but how they make money is another.
Yeah.
You know, and like Black Widow, obviously you've got COVID, but also, I'm not going to see that film because I don't care about her character, because she's dead.
That's true.
Like...
Yeah. No, the best place for the Black Widow film to come out would have been somewhere around Civil
Between the
War.
Captain America films.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure, because that's when you started to care about, like...
Yeah, they made her a proper character then.
Yeah. Hawkeye would have been perfect after, like,
Oh,
Infinity
Hawkeye
War or something.
Because you've not seen him.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you have that. Imagine a Hawkeye film, and then you open with Hawkeye and Endgame.
Yeah.
They could have done it.
Brilliant. But
And
now
you're like-
I also don't care about him. Like, his arc is also...
Done. And it's a shame, because Jeremy Renner is a terrible human being, but a brilliant actor. Such a bad person.
Such a bad person.
So did you read the thing? He, like, fired a gun in his
No.
house. So he was having an argument with his wife,
Yeah.
and, like, shot a gun in anger into his child's bedroom, which was upstairs. Oh. Which is, like, bad. But
That is...
brilliant actor.
Holy...
Definitely got problems.
Don't get guns, guys. Just
Yeah.
Don't.
Stay British.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. Just don't...
Did you see that gun stores are essential stores in America at the moment?
It's ridiculous.
I don't understand.
Why?
In fact, the
If
sales
everyone
actually went
stays at
up.
home, you don't need a gun. Like, who are you gonna... I
your
don't get it.
spouse, obviously.
I don't get it.
I don't get the whole gun thing.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. But no.
We've also had conversations about that.
Yes.
Not between the two of us, with other people.
I think that's interesting though, because definitely like there's people in America that watch this. So
Yes.
hi.
Hi.
Be really interested to get your point of view on it, because definitely we met someone just at like a uni thing.
Yeah.
That was like the first thing he said was like, I really like Britain, but it's weird that I can't even carry like a knife on me.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, you know, I don't want to be around people that are carrying knives. And then the number of stabbings in the UK anyway, most of them are done by people's own knives, because it's
'cause
so
they
hard
get
to actually
disarmed.
fight with a knife. Because as a crime, it's so much less impactful, or it's not as bad a crime if you kill someone with their own weapon.
Oh.
So if someone breaks into your house with like a knife,
Mm-hmm.
and then you knock it out of their hand, take it, and kill them, it's like, what you gonna do?
They brought the weapon.
But if someone comes into your house and you run at them with like a hunting knife, then you're like, there's a grey area there.
There's some intent to kill, yeah.
So yeah, it's like,
Oh, yeah.
definitely, it's the same. There's a guy that got done because he smashed a bottle on a bar and then bottled someone.
Yes.
And they said if he smashed it on his head and then bottled him, it would have been, like, his sentence would have been a tenth of the sentence that he got.
Yeah.
Because that's the intention to kill, whereas that's just in the moment. Which is incredible that it goes that far. But I definitely don't get the whole, I did ask, I was like, so do you know how to use a knife? They're like, well, it's not hard. I was like, but presumably the person...
The pointy end, stick him with the point.
But I was like, presumably the person mugging you is more confident in this situation.
Yeah.
You know, what have you got on you that's steel worthy?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously there is like the whole assault thing.
Yeah.
There are ways to negate that risk as best as possible. But it was more the like, I need a knife.
Yeah, and I mean, also, like, we've had some training in school, and, like, the advice is always, like...
Run.
Well, either get out of there, or
Yeah.
if you can't get out of there, comply. Like, give them your... You know, you can always, like...
Oh, yeah,
Cancel your
if you're
credit
getting
cards
mugged,
or whatever.
there's my voice.
Yeah.
There's what, 50 quid in my bank.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
I mean, even my phone, like, okay, you can get that back.
Oh, I would always carry like a little SIM tool in your wallet, so then when you get mugged, be like, can I keep the SIM card?
Can I keep this?
I know my number so well now. Like, please.
Here, take my phone. It's being tracked. You know
Yeah,
what?
Cool.
No, I don't get it. You are much safer not fighting back.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Like, I guess that's where that whole thing comes into play. Like, with knives and whatever, you are much safer not fighting back. If you do have a gun, you are overpowering in that
See,
sense
this is
that
the
you
thing,
might
though.
be safe.
If someone
in that
mugs you
situation.
at gunpoint,
Mhm.
right? Going by the mugging thing, right? If someone
Mhm.
comes up to you and goes, "Give me all your money," they've got a gun on you. You're not going to be like,
Yes.
"Ha!" You know,
But
you're
if someone
shot. You're
comes
dead.
at and tries to mug you with a knife.
But in a world
you
where
don't have
guns
a
are
gun.
legal, that's not going to be the case, though.
That's yeah.
Because everyone's got a gun.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
That's true.
You know,
That's
and
true.
if someone comes at you with a knife and you're like, okay, don't worry, I've got my knife. What are you doing? Why are you getting yourself in a knife fight?
Beat it.
It's
beat
not
it,
John
beat
Wick, is
it?
it? Like,
Yeah. No.
I don't get it. I don't get that logic.
No.
And especially, I doubt this girl's watching. She wasn't the most fitness prone person.
Uh-huh.
I was like, I don't get it. You're not winning a fight. You're probably not going to outrun someone. Just give them your wallet and move on. You know? It's a tricky one. But I'd be really interested to hear the other side of it. Because the whole gun thing... Oh, I did. So I remember being stuck in New York airport, or Newark.
Yeah.
And I was stuck there for 15 hours or something. So I ended up getting to know all the passengers on my plane. It was horrible. And also they didn't... Because airports...
Did you have like
didn't accept
speed dating
cash.
sessions with the other
With all the
passengers?
old
Like,
people, the Americans.
yeah, you got like, guys, what should we do for 15 hours?
Like, you're cute.
I mean,
Oh,
no.
no. But they were... Yeah, they didn't accept cash. None of the shops there accepted cash.
Mm.
So they were like, you need a... It wasn't even... You couldn't use a debit card. They only accepted credit card. Which also just shows you how messed up America's whole economy is. That it's like, you'll be in credit. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
But chatting to them, because I was right around the Trump election time. It was 2016.
Yep.
It was right before uni. And a lot of people are like, oh, we want guns so that we can fight back against the government if they go corrupt. And I was like, you realise what the government has, right? Like, if you're sitting there with... I mean, even if you buy yourself, like, a Barrett 50 cal, like, an anti-material rifle, you're just going to get droned out by a Predator missile, and you'll be dead. Like, if the government really wants to go to war with the people, they'll win.
Also, what kind of confidence do you have in your own elected government?
Well, I mean, these days.
Yes, I do understand, but it's still a democracy.
Yeah, none of them were doing anything mad like that. But it was just insane. I was like, I don't think you guys can really put up a fight, but it's cute that you think you could. But I thought that was a really interesting reason to... Because that was the original reason, of course.
To be fair, if you do consider all the movies that we are watching and stuff, like where a single person takes out easily hundreds of people.
Yeah.
With a handgun, with John Wick, you know, I don't know where he gets all his ammo from, but
he's
like...
got a magazine here.
Yeah.
Just one spare. You know, he kind of swaps them.
It's like, I do love that they, in John Wick at least, they are counting. So they,
Yeah,
after what,
definitely.
15 or 9 rounds, whatever he has in his mag.
It is a pet peeve, because obviously back in the day, I don't know, but like, pistols used to carry, 7, 8 rounds?
Mm.
And then obviously now, like, you can get, because you get double stacked mags,
Uh-huh.
and then extended mags, and you can carry easily, like, 18, 19 bullets in certain guns. And then people watching films are like, why isn't he reloaded? I'm like, he's not actually fired enough yet. Bear with it. Let's see.
Let's see, yeah.
Because it is a pet peeve when people are just like, oh, that's ridiculous. I'm like, actually, that's actually quite realistic.
Yeah.
But no, I thought, because obviously originally I guess it was the British Empire,
Mm-hmm.
so they could rise up against them was why they had it. So it is technically anti-government.
It is.
But funny. And also like the fact that it's like the Second Amendment. I mean, the alcohol was banned in one of the amendments. Is it the 11th? I don't know on that. But then that got re-amended. So it is possible to do.
To amend the amendments.
For sure. It's not like it's set in stone. Funny one. Anyway, that was a mad sidetrack. But do let us know if you've got some mad gun fetish.
Yeah.
Makes you feel powerful. That's probably it.
Oh, for sure.
Just buy yourself a crown.
Yeah.
Think how powerful you'd feel wearing a crown around the house.
That's true.
Yeah.
Listen to Billie Eilish. You should see me in my crown.
Oh, okay. I don't listen to that music. I only listen to organ recitals.
Organ and river dancing lately. Lately we've
It's
been listening
good.
to river dancing.
It came on my suggested. I was like, yeah, I'll listen to that.
I'm still waiting to see you do a river dance. Like, just see you jig.
Tap. I can do the taps.
Just jig
and the
out
leg
a little bit.
that flies up here.
Left, right, center.
Yeah.
But that being said, we still have today. I got another compliment for how quiet we are from our downstairs neighbor.
Really?
Yes.
So we got a compliment. It must be 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
It was right around when quarantine started, which is good because certain neighbors aren't that quiet. And they walk around like elephants. And then
Well, they have 2 kids, so.
Oh yeah, like fair enough.
They have to play inside.
They have to
now.
be aware of it because, they're elephants. Hi, Simon. We love you, really. But no, so our downstairs neighbor commented on how quiet we were.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's actually interesting because that means that we are a bit more light-footed.
Probably.
For sure. And like, she went out of her way to say it like, hi, thanks for being so quiet, and give us an Easter egg. And I was like, oh, that's lovely. But she's saying it again because we did laugh because right after she said that, we came up, put some music on, opened the window, and enjoyed the sunshine with a glass of wine. Like,
not the most quiet.
But I was like, oh, I wonder if she means now. But if she's saying that still, that means we're okay. So we can learn to tap dance.
We can. We should.
To the river dance.
Honestly. Maybe.
I mean, it wouldn't be a learn thing for me because I've already perfected it.
Ooh, you can teach me.
Teach me how to doggy.
I mean, you still have to show me some Ceilidh dances. I can't always
They're
just...
so easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
So Ceilidh, if you don't know, is a traditional Scottish dance
things.
Yeah, dance.
So we learn them at Christmas time every year for
school
13 years.
I think this is amazing that at school in your PE class.
Yeah, it's our Christmas time PE activity, physical education activity. I know all the dances. I hate Ceilidh because of it.
That's brilliant.
Absolutely.
Because for us in PE, something that was reoccurring was yes, track and field. Everyone does track and field.
Yeah, that's every.
But something else would be gymnastics. That's reoccurring. We would do that not every
Scottish people.
Not every year, but
we're not quite elastic enough generally.
We do really well in
We've got quite a high percentage of obesity.
I would say Germany has that as well. I don't know.
Oh man. No, yeah. So our recurring thing is Ceilidh.
Damn.
I mean, it's handy because people have Ceilidh weddings and stuff.
That's
true.
Do
the Ceilidh dances at weddings.
Oh, we should definitely do some ballroom dancing.
I thought you were gonna say we're gonna have a wedding. I was like, no one's getting married. Ballroom
I do feel
dancing?
sorry.
I see that's the thing because we don't do any of that, which I always wondered if other places do. Because you see it in films, and I'm like, oh, and there's always that one quirky person that doesn't know how to dance. And they get whoever, either the awkward guy or the awkward girl, and they're taught by the hot person in the film. But I'm like, I wouldn't know what to do. Where do people learn this skill? Because I ain't at school. We're doing the gay Gordon, That's what the dance is called,
And you strip the willow.
Yeah, strip the willow.
And you have the Swedish masquerade.
To be fair,
the
best part of Ceilidh dancing was the last song. They'd always play Cotton Eye Joe because it's the same notes.
Yeah.
So it's that's good. That's good fun.
I find that quite impressive. Ceilidh bands that just take songs that and turn them into Ceilidh.
Yeah. I also hate the bagpipes because I'm from Edinburgh and it's the most loud, obnoxious instrument ever. If I'm going to town, it's because I have to do something there.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to listen
everywhere
to these people.
in Edinburgh.
And all these people are taking photos of them and they're like, I need a $5 for that photo, please. I'm like, you're just chilling there. That's not a job.
Hey.
He's just wearing a kilt. I could wear a kilt. So took a photo, be like,
You totally should.
I don't want to wear their switchy. It's horrible. It's a horrible garment. I don't have the legs for it. No, but
I know we're just spitballing some new interesting things for us to do. Dancing. Could be fun.
I got Jerry as my partner. Okay.
And I'll be all alone. I can be dancing in the mirror.
In the mirror, with the mirror, just hands against it.
I actually saw a video. This was a guy I think he was dancing a samba, or a salsa. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember. Anyways, one of the two. But he was dancing with both his hands against the mirror, so it totally looked as if he was dancing with a partner.
Wow.
But he was his own partner.
Incredible.
I was amazed.
I'm sure they kept pace really well. Almost perfectly, I reckon. About the speed of light behind. Oh man! No. I do think it's worth saying though. So we've been watching a bit of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
We have been. Yes,
so
that was pastime right now.
6 is out. 5?
Yeah. No, the news is season 6.
6.
Yeah.
So season 6 is just out on Netflix.
Yeah.
We completely forgot what happened in 5, or I had anyway. So we rewatched 5.
Yeah. So you came around. You were like, I'm pretty sure I haven't seen the season. Like some episodes maybe, and we're like, on episode 13, 14, and you're like, I think I've seen every single one so far. I'm like, are you serious?
In fairness though, I'd forgotten everything.
Mm.
So it's just that, like, you know, those little nuggets.
When you
like,
do see it, you're like,
okay, yeah, sure. So that, like, when they started out in spoilers, like, there's no plot.
It's the past season.
Yeah, they start out in the prison.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh yeah, that's where it left off. They just went to prison and they
Yeah.
got out, and I was like, oh yeah, they got out of prison. And I'm kind of like, I had forgotten all of this. So I am glad I watched it, because obviously.
Yeah.
It ends with like the wedding and stuff. So I was like, okay, cool. That still has that build up.
Yeah.
I'm not too
We're like
pleased. Two free episodes in season 6.
Yeah.
I'm not that impressed so far.
No, not that impressed.
I mean, I'm definitely harder to break into laughter than you.
Yes.
I'm a little bit harder to please. However, even you're like laughing once or twice an episode, and I was just like, didn't break. I think they had one joke. And in fact, that might have been in season 5 when he pulled the motherboard out of the laptop.
Oh,
Which,
yeah.
the thing is, though, I was like, that's a funny situation. Didn't make me laugh, though.
That is a funny situation.
Because, like, it just wouldn't work. So it's not.
Yeah.
My technical brain is just. I can't help it. So that's why I think, though, it's gone into, like, the difference between comedy and drama with comedic elements.
Yeah.
So it feels like they're trying really hard to make you laugh at the moment.
Yeah.
Like the Gina episode, and she's like, I don't know, like meeting all these people, and it's all a funny nickname and stuff. And I'm like, this just doesn't happen. Like,
no, that's true.
These are situations that are artificial that they've.
Yeah.
So.
But we're also, I don't know, we've also figured out that Gina is both of our least favorite character of the show.
Literally, I think, well, I went to bed and I don't know what I texted, but it's just like, yeah, no, definitely can't do more than like one episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And you were like, oh, at least they're getting rid of Gina. She's my least favorite character. And I was like, me too! Night, night.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
That was brilliant.
So glad. Because, yeah. I think she's the one character that I just don't think there are people like that.
No, I do think there are people like
well,
obviously they're all very, very
they're
over
caricatures
the top.
of people.
Yeah, they're caricatures. But like she's definitely like a caricature of a person I wouldn't like.
No,
I
for
think.
sure. And even like, I know it's a tiny thing, but it is annoying when she's like, oh, you know, my job is voluntary and stuff. I'm like, how are you still there? Like, I'm like, you wouldn't be employed. And they have like the replacement, and then she comes in and is like, no, I'm back. You know,
It's like, no,
I've got
this man
great
has a
deal that I've
contract
just
now.
made, and I'm like,
no, I think it's also just the extremely condescending attitude that no one else has.
to everyone.
Yeah.
Which is a
So-
shame, because the rest of the show is about how they all come together. You know, it's that kind of Fast and Furious family vibes.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah. That's our next
But they all
retrospective.
start out. I don't know. I think that's so interesting because I mean, you don't really get a lot of backstory, but like just like
snippets here
and there. So they were best friends in high school, and then they were best friends in I don't know, not college, but
they
like
sure don't act like they're best friends, but
yeah. So it's kind of strange how at least I think Jake, they figure out a relation between Jake and everyone else.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, it is just she's unrealistically extreme, and is the one member that isn't like it'll be nice in the end, but for 20 minutes you're like, what the hell is going on? Why are you? And then she's like, oh, I was actually at your back the whole time, and you're like, cool, but you didn't. You know, like as far as the viewer's concerned, it was a horrible 20 minutes. It's like that middle section of every buddy cop film where they fall out, and you're like, can I just skip to the good bit? Like it's just annoying.
No, that's true.
Because imagine if every day from 12 till 3 we fell out and made up at the end. It'd be so irritating. You wouldn't live with that person.
No. I reckon some people do though.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't do it, guys.
Ugh.
That's like having a job that you absolutely don't like, just so when you're retired and you're starting, like your body's starting to fall apart, you then do stuff that is fun.
I don't get that logic, because like, what if you get hit by a car when you're like 50, right? And you die. and you've spent 30 years working a job you
so
hate,
sad.
so that you don't have it. Like, your future plans are gone. You know, if you've got mad plans or something, do it. You know, like, there's no point in waiting.
Yeah, or it's like, I'll travel when I'm older. I'm like, when you're older, you might not be able to travel. Yeah,
like, I want to get a job straight out of uni. Like, I'll find time to travel after. Once you get a good job, you're not taking time out. You know, like, that's hard to do.
Like, it'd be a really good job position to be in to be able to take that time off.
Or stuff like, I mean, what we did. It would be really sad to be like, do the whole course of uni and be like, it would have been really good to make a film. And it's like, you can do it. You can just do it. So if you've got any plans out there that you can do from home, because you're not allowed outside at the moment, just do them. And if you die from coronavirus before you can, I'm sorry. But you won't know, because you're dead.
No, because if you stay at home and do the things you can do from home, you won't catch it.
But if you're like, I want to travel the world.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe do that later.
Maybe,
Speaking of dead...
Red Dead. Okay.
Red Dead Redemption.
Like, where are we going with this?
It's my family that's in chat. Yeah, they're gone.
So you got to know everyone. No, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yes.
Video game.
Your first ever story game.
My first ever story game. It was a birthday present of a very dear friend of mine who will not be named in this episode. Who could it be?
Jerry, well done.
Well done. This young man.
A year and a half ago now.
Yeah.
We got to.
I'm not even sure if we've mentioned this before. I'll say it again. No, but I got it, and then obviously in January, and then I didn't get to play because of the semester, and I played for a bit.
You were working the summer.
And then it was summer. I was gone, and then I didn't get back into it over the next winter semester.
You were away again. So
it's not my fault. It's not my fault. Anyways, I'm now with the time that I have, I am now getting back into it, and I'm on chapter 3 of 4, 5,
6.
Whoa.
Chapter 3 of 6.
I'm like 30. I'm a third.
I would say you're about a third of the way through.
I'm a third of the way. And yeah,
like
it's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very pretty. It's so good.
Yeah, definitely. Like,
I don't know. I also feel like I'm not necessarily. Since I don't have anything to compare it to, I might not be appreciating it as much as...
The thing is, so I didn't say this, I'm like, because I didn't realize this is your first ever story game.
Yeah.
So, like, you have ruined video games for you.
Yeah.
Like, it's incredible. And then you'll play another game and be like, oh, alright.
It's okay.
Yeah. I mean, even, like, I was playing Vampire, which, admittedly, I've only played twice. I'm kind of struggling. The plot's really good, the rest of the game is kind of eh. And you're like, oh, that's not that good looking a game. Nope.
No.
You know, and that's on PC, you know, which is definitely better. Like, it's way smoother and the graphics are better than they are on console, but it does just show us how good looking Red Dead is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did notice, because obviously we've been playing on PC usually, and then Red Dead, like, aiming is just like a whole thing.
My god, I do struggle.
But it's hard because you can't aim as well, especially when you're riding and you're running around. It's like you're relying on like the auto aim to just snap to, and then if it doesn't, you're kind of messed up. And if it snaps the wrong guy,
yeah. So the whole thing of Red Dead Redemption, I guess both of them, 1 and 2, is that it's like towards the end of the Wild West. Yeah. So you are an outlaw. So
the second one's a
cowboy
prequel
kind
of
thing.
So.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So Red Dead's even further.
Ooh. Crazy.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know Red Dead, so I
that's
wouldn't know what it's leading up. Yeah, okay.
I think if you know who the main character of Red Dead is.
Oh, you told me.
Yeah, but you've forgotten?
No, I know.
Okay, cool. I get excited when he's there.
Yeah.
So, well, in
when
terms
when his theme comes on, you were like, oh, they're teasing the theme, but they won't play it until at the end. I'm so like, I don't know.
I do. So this is interesting because there's an epilogue in Red Dead 2. This is without spoilers because he's not played it nor knows what happens. But it ties the two games together perfectly. Oh. So they line up.
So it's like the end of Rogue One and episode...
Yeah, literally episode 4. Like, they just play into each other. Yes. And it is like that. And the epilogue's just that kind of bit. It covers a bit of time and it's like...
Nice.
This is what's happening. And they're teasing John Marston's theme, who's the main character of the first game. Throughout the whole thing, you get a little like... And you're like, are they going to do the whole thing? And there's like the whole hook, right? It's like the Game of Thrones scene. It'd be like if they just did dun, dun, and then stopped.
Yeah.
You know? And then I don't think it's too much of a spoiler, but like the very final, I mean, you've heard me play it. Like the end credits theme is that in all its bombastic glory, and it's fabulous.
Okay.
And it's interesting because the epilogue's quite a slow burn, because it is like the plot has ended and they're just tying stuff up, really.
Yeah.
And reading the reviews, a lot of them said that it gets quite slow at the end.
Okay.
But as someone that of course played the first game, I appreciated it immensely, because I was like, oh no, this is these characters getting introduced now, and everyone's getting in the right place.
Yeah.
Which I thought was interesting, because it's like, imagine if you watched The Two Towers.
Yes.
And you're like, there's not enough character development. I don't know where these people came from.
Yeah.
You know? What?
Obviously, you're missing the...
Who's Gandalf, you know?
Yeah.
Why is this a big deal?
Why do people care that he's back?
So I definitely think Red Dead 2 stands alone, and it can be played solo.
Yeah.
And it works just fine. But if you're going to critique it for story issues, I think you have to have played the first game in that regard.
Okay.
In terms of like gameplay, graphics, all that stuff. But if a reviewer's like, oh no, this made no sense because it's these characters that we've not met, and you're like, but you do. You're meant to have known them.
Yeah,
it's meant to be like, oh, cool, right, this is...
It is the sequel.
Yeah. So I think that's interesting cool. as a...
Yeah, that makes sense, though.
Thing.
I'll be interested to see how I respond to it, because I haven't
fine.
played the first one.
One of our gaming friends, Jack, he enjoyed the second one just fine. Admittedly, not the epilogue as much as the rest of the game, but enjoyed it. I don't think you'll get that. I don't know, like, I loved it. But I've played Red Dead many times.
I won't get the excitement, because I don't...
No. I mean, the theme's great.
Yeah.
It's the best theme in the game.
Okay.
You'll love it. It's great.
It's funny because, like, you do play the music sometimes, and I by now know the music.
Yes.
So I sing some tracks, and you're like, you shouldn't know the song yet. I'm like, what? Because
there's dramatic events that happen in the game that after, when there's like a moment of respite, they'll play a track.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a lot of really good ones. They did the same thing in the first game, so like I can't spoil that. So there's a bit where you're riding into Mexico and they play Far Away by Jose Gonzalez. It's a brilliant song and it fits the game perfectly. I'd say there's about 3 moments in Red Dead 2 that are of equivalent quality. But of course, you now know the song without the emotional attachment, whereas I hear the song and immediately think of X, Y, and Z happening. And it's interesting. I'm very interested to see how you find that when you know the moment.
Yeah. Fair.
Again, it'd be like hearing Imperial March.
Yeah.
And then seeing Darth Vader and be like, oh, cool. Whereas you hear Imperial March, you think of Vader walking down, you know, out of his spaceship with legions of stormtroopers there. It's
exactly that, but it was like...
You know, he's coming out, yeah. Well, that song's not in episode 4. Which I think is incredible.
But it's, you know, it's...
I know,
that feel,
but it's that walking down.
Yeah.
But no, I think that's really cool that they've made a song so impactful in the second film that they made.
That's true.
Yeah, impressive. Whereas think about Attack of the Clones and Last Jedi, there's no music in that. I get the songs, but I guess Anakin's love theme. It's fine. Harry Potter is the first one. The rest,
Yeah.
But
yeah.
No,
that's what...
So there's these songs that you associate with things. I'm interested to see if you still can make that association after.
Maybe.
Or if you see a song and think about me squealing it from my room.
I'm just a disassociative person, and that will be the issue.
Oh.
Maybe.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. On that bombshell.
Yeah.
Shall we call it a day?
Yeah. Let's.
Thanks.
But we might tease ourselves what we'll be up to in our next.
Yes. Well, even in fact, as soon as this ends, I will chuck the footage on. And while that's happening, we're going to go watch 28 Weeks Later.
Yes, because we have been doing a little zombie
marathon. It's not really a marathon, just watching zombie films a lot.
Exactly.
I think we're not going to watch any of the super old George Romero films because they are dated and a lot of the themes are the same with The Walking Dead, which we've seen.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to bother. I've seen them anyway, so that's fine, or most of them. There's a lot.
If you do have suggestions, your favorite zombie movie,
let us know. So far we've watched Train to Busan, 28 Days. We're going to watch 28 Weeks. We've seen all of Walking Dead. I've seen all of it. You've seen the last couple of seasons.
Enough to know that I don't want to watch more.
The first 4 are great. But if you've got a favorite zombie film that we should check out that's available somewhere in the UK, do let us know. I mean, we can VPN it as well, so it's not the end of the world.
Otherwise, share, subscribe, and...
Yeah, click the bell icon.
Yes.
Beautiful. Thanks for checking this out, hearing about our updates.
Yeah.
It's nice.
See you around.
Bye.